Hi everyone, and welcome to the Starseed Dragon channel. We are doing an oracle review today of the Magick of You Oracle by Fiona Horne. Unlock your hidden truths. It has 36 cards, and so let's get to it. I already took the wrapper off of this so that I wouldn't have to fight with it. Let's see. It just says that it includes a guidebook. Ooh, download today. Cool. Okay, so let's see what we got here. We've got 105 pages in the guidebook. And so I'll be reading the descriptions from the guidebook, and let me measure this before we unlock it here. So it is a little over 5 inches. These are nice size cards. A little over 5 inches, or 13 centimeters. By 4 inches or 10 centimeters. And let me just take the wrapper. See if I can get that off. There we go. Okay. So that's what they're pretty thick cards. Like to see that. They're not overly thick though. They are shiny and they are not gilded. So here we go. We're going to just get a good close-up here. They're beautiful so far as I've seen the first one. So let me see if they're in order. Let's see. Okay, number 1. Awaken, make peace with your past. The rower sitting in her boat can only see from where she has come as she surges forward. When Awaken presents, it is time to gain perspective and an understanding of the role your past has played in the direction you are heading today. Are you able to appreciate the beauty of where you have come from and let that guide you into the future? Or are you focused on problems, mistakes, and disappointments and letting them forge your direction? As you strike out in the pursuit of more, Awaken reminds you to contemplate that more will never be meaningful and fulfilling until you truly embrace and unconditionally appreciate where you have come from in all its purifying pain and gentle glory. Awaken is a healing card. It's time to make peace with your past. The girl in Awaken emerges from her journey along a dark, stormy sea, her hair still bearing the waves she rode as she was guided into this moment by her past. She trusts her gut. The tree of her life grows from her core experiences. Radiant and brave, she confidently faces an unknown future by anchoring herself in the present moment. In doing so, she embraces her life's journey without judgment. She does not regret the past nor fear its weight or legacy. She has learned to see it for what it is, essential for her growth. As you face your challenges today, embrace your past, climb high, be brave and bold. Unconditionally, the past lifts you up. The tree of life is yours to climb. Why am I not? Okay. The tree of life is yours to climb. Trust it. Okay, beautiful. Next card. Boo-ho. Transform the way you see. If you want to transform the world, start by transforming the way you see it. Pay attention to positive and pleasing things. Do not be distracted by anything that makes you feel sad or hopeless. You observe with your heart and your eyes. Grow in wisdom as you witness the world shaping itself according to the way you see it. Know that wisdom evolves and it is not static or fixed. It is time to not only look outside at the world, but also to look into yourself and comprehend the role you play in the events taking shape around you. Let what you observe transform you. Be uplifted by what you now know about even challenging facts and difficult truths. They are further opportunities for growth and transformation. The girl of Boo-ho holds the owl, wisdom, and the butterfly, transformation, on her index fingers, power, as she gazes on her world curiously and confidently. Boo-ho also means people are watching you and noticing your courage, good deeds, and personal transformation, and that these qualities will be rewarded. Boo-ho appears when a reward, bonus, or notification of approval is about to be received. Beautiful. Next up, a detox. Cleanse and restore yourself. Social media, electronics, mind-altering substances, food, all these things can be toxic and damaging when overindulged. Detox says it is time to cleanse your body and soul. Rest is required now, especially in matters of an overstimulated mind and emotions due to social media and smartphones. Communication in excess is toxic too. It is time to be quiet and consider your authentic self and create space to heal and deal with life up to this point. The girl of detox is lying down on a soft bed of shifting leaves, the carafe of liquor set aside for now. She has a wonderful life and her dreams are sweet, even when laced with fear, because she is not afraid of learning her lessons. They float from her subconscious like luscious pearls of bliss, because she knows when to rest and retreat in order to expand within. Detox is also the card of dream interpretation. It is time to pay attention to your dreams. They are not just fleshing out your active brain. There are messages and signposts coming through to guide you. Beautiful. Doable. The key is within your grasp. What you seek is within your grasp. As with all yeses, there are adjustments. Release yourself from a lingering mental prison of fear that you are not enough, that you are not worthy. You have the right key. Don't doubt it. It's time to be grateful for your teachers, even the ones whose lessons you didn't necessarily like. Past lovers, past employers, bullies, cyberstalkers, all had lessons to teach you. Incredibly, when you meditate on gratitude for those lessons, the struggles around you dissipate. The key to opening the rest of your life hovers within your grasp. It's yours to use. The girl of doable fearlessly breaks through the glass ceiling and grabs the potent symbol of her getting of wisdom, the golden key. Tears of blood are shed, residues of past pains and losses reflected in the carved face on the entryway above her are now transformed into power and assertiveness. If this card is drawn at a time you are seeking to step up into the next widely acknowledged level of success, whether it be career advancement, passing a test, being accepted into an institute of learning, this card indicates that the answer is yes. Beautiful. Effervescence. Cultivate love. Love is budding, blooming, and blossoming around you. The energy of new love helps all things grow, not just relationships. The potential for love is limitless right now, and all blocks and obstacles are lifting, and the way ahead is clear. Be confident, optimistic, and joyful. If you have drawn this card at a time you are feeling lonely or disillusioned by love, it is a sign to cultivate love in other areas in order to infuse the arid part of your life with nourishing passion. The more love and joy you can feel in pursuits and aspects, the more this energy will flow into the areas that you feel are lacking. The maiden contemplates the beauty of her life. Her white dress denotes purity and simplicity. Its hem is dipped in violet, which confers spiritual enlightenment. She senses the sweet energy of love and optimism bubbling up and blooming. The green hues of spring and newness form a halo of light around her. She is growing. Beautiful. Ooh, that's a beautiful card. Epiphany. Reveal your gifts. Let me just take a drink of my coffee. The girl of Epiphany is caught enjoying the sweet scent of her own success. But now it is time to share this success with the world. Have you been keeping something from others, something that would surprise and delight them? The world wants what you have to share. Awaken to your hidden talents. You are more than enough. There are hidden gifts, a new skill, new passion bubbling up, ready to pour out of you at this time, just as the gold pours out of the girl of Epiphany's arm. What is a deep goal? Something you may have considered impossible. It is your duty to unveil and release this potential inside you. The time to act is now. The universe will conspire in your favor if you take action now. Beautiful. Epoch. Pause in your journey. When Epoch is drawn, it may feel like life has been split down the middle. The corresponding card in traditional tarot decks is the Tower. This process can be traumatizing and painful, but all meaningful change comes after a time of great destruction. A clearing out of the old to make way for the new. Just like volcanoes and earthquakes will violently rock the planet to create new continents, cataclysmic and destructive events in our personal lives will bring new opportunities for growth and evolution. The act of purging makes way for the eventual new path of action. However, a quiet period of breakdown and decay is also essential for regeneration and rebirth on every level. Physical, mental, and spiritual. The Man of Epoch is torn asunder, but the flowers of inspiration are slowly blooming around him and within him as he pauses in his journey. Take peace and solace right now. Wait before you make your next move. New developments are ahead. A sign will appear, like the bird poised on the Man of Epochs' knee. It is drinking the nectar to pollinate. You and your life are growing, becoming. Wow. Very, very interesting. Next up. Anoia. Everything in perfect balance. The girl of Anoia is the embodiment of beautiful thinking. Her crown of thorns and leaves indicates that she understands through her journeys of pleasure and pain that she is ultimately free. Everything is in perfect balance as her soul takes flight. The moon halo around her head signifies a healthy mind, emotionally balanced, rational in all its highs and lows. The death card of the traditional tarot deck is Enoa's sister card. When Enoa appears, it is a sign of current or impending endings and ensuing inevitable rebirth. Mortal contemplation is a spiritual practice that has the potential to heal, instruct, and connect us to the source of our being. The practice of contemplating our own death is healthy and essential in order to die meaningfully and mindfully. There is only one thing equally magnificent to our death, and that is our birth. Both are grand gateways to the source of all creation. Everything in life, good and bad, has a beginning, middle, and end. Graciously allow things to pass and merge into the universal cauldron of creation for your rebirth. Beautiful. Euphoria. Honor yourself. The white goddess with the feathered snake swan countenance represents the sacred fusion of air and earth, divine inspiration bonded with earthly tangibility. There is a sensual aspect to this card. It is now your duty to honor your physical self in an exalted way. Have you been abusing your body? Poor eating, excesses of toxic substances, and dragging yourself through workouts you don't enjoy is punishing, not celebrating yourself. Don't put anything in your body that is not worthy of your goddess status. Quality over quantity is key at this time. Awaken to your sacred self. Be selective about who you allow in physical proximity to you. In matters of sex and sensuality, do not share your sacred self with someone who is not worthy of you or who does not treat you in an honorable and respectful way. The woman of Euphoria holds her hands gently and seductively over her heart as she considers the blessed magnificence of her reality. She is quiet and reflective. This is a deep inner comprehension not bound by society's laws and others' opinions. Inside, she is infinite, and her physical form is the gateway. Beautiful. So very true. So very, very, very true. Fergun, become a loving mirror. This simple, unselfish joy that comes from knowing something good has happened to someone else fulfills and heals the angry, self-pitying soul. It's time for emotional unification and appreciation for self and others. When we delight in the well-being and success of others, we mirror these thoughts. As has been demonstrated and proven in the science of quantum physics, we become a part of what we identify and acknowledge. Unconditional appreciation for others' happiness is liberation. It touches our soul and reverberates through our experience of life like the delicate ripples across the man's heart. It is time to be brave and put your fear, resentment, jealousy, and anger aside and delight in the joy of others. Trust and know that by this simple contemplation and observation, your own heart is healed and restored, and your life will reflect the joy and success you see around you perfectly and uniquely. Beautiful. Okay. Flashover. Flashover. It's all in your head. You are overthinking things. Friction and resistance in the circuits of your brain have now confused you into thinking the pain and tension is in the world around you, when really it's all in your head. The good news is that at the same time, all it takes is a spark of trust to short circuit resistance built up from friction with the world. When flashover appears, it's time to close your eyes and take a deep breath and recognize that the only thing standing in your way is you. The light of a busy mind can be beautiful, but in order to reveal its best achievements, times of darkness and rest are essential. After all, you can only see the stars in the darkness. Let go of your worries and fears for a while, without reservation, and let the world balance itself around you. The girl of flashover is wary, but realizes that she cannot continue in this way. The growing plump leaves around her cushion and comfort her as she slowly releases her mental grasp and relaxes her mind towards clear thought and profound insights. Beautiful. Hex. Be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. Don't underestimate the impact you are making right now. If you sense resistance and are feeling frustrated or angry in the face of it, don't succumb to feeling powerless. The opposite is true. The Hex Maiden holds her head high, her demeanor calm. She appears to be in contemplative repose, and from this relaxed, non-reactive position, she can best see and feel everything and is well informed. Like her, be on alert, but guard your heart, your opinions, and mask your feelings. Resist the urge to lash out and attack. Stand strong and silent and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. The sun rises on the horizon of the dark sky. The perils of the night are lifting, but there is work to be done to restore balance. It is the winds of change that fan the maiden's hair and stir the obscuring mists to rise up from the valley floor, clearing to show the way ahead. If this card is drawn in conjunction with Inoa, it is time to go into battle against ignorance and cruelty. It is time to hold people accountable. But remember, when you point the finger, there are three pointing back at you. Before you judge others and take punitive action, consider how you appear, reflected in their mirror. If you are brave enough to face them, are you brave enough to face yourself first? Interesting. Liberation, free yourself. Liberation is the codependency card. It's time to liberate yourself from toxic people who might have been soft and seductive in life once, but are now smothering you. The girl of liberation was once seduced by the soft embrace of the swan, but now its deathly gaze signifies all life is gone, and she is trapped by its snake-like coils, crushing her essence. It's time to unwind the tentacles wrapped around you, be they those of lovers, family members, any people with intimate access to you. Recognize who is lifting you and who is pulling you down. The tentacles might also be that of a job or learning environment. It is time to move on when liberation appears. In a situation of codependency, remember you are holding each other back. So although you may feel that you owe it to another to stay and continue, liberation reminds you that it is not only you who is being held back, it is the other person too. Take action and free yourself and them. Bravo. Next up, Levaria, let love grow. Levaria appears when a healthy expression of love is turned into obsession with love, or more specifically, an idea that is not love. The skeletons of your expectations are limiting your experience of love. Release your attachment to what was and let a new concept of love evolve in your heart and mind. The embrace appears tender between the lovers, but they are bound by vines that trap each to each other in a fixed expression that cannot grow. Now is the time to remember your lover is only human, as evidenced by the skull, which is human. Your lover is not a god or goddess, and so do not worship them. Enjoy them. Love is beautiful in all its expressions, but the extremes of passion and infatuation are not sustainable. It is time to find balance in love. Whether you are in an intimate relationship or not, whether you have a family or not, whether you have friends or not, it is time to rethink what love is in your life and how you express it, and as such, experience it. Be courageous. If you want someone loving and kind, you must be kind and loving too. If you want someone who is secure in themselves and wants healthy, positive commitment, then you must embody these qualities also. Levaria is the soulmate card when drawn with the witch card. If you are wondering if the object of your desire is the best reflection of you, the witch says it is, and that can be anything you desire to experience love with. Lover, job, home, holiday, animal, companion. Beautiful. Maximus. How can you feed others when your own table is empty? You are maxed out, and yet, conversely, more is needed. More nourishment for yourself. You are spread too thin, and your life force is draining. How can you feed others when your own table is empty? A new idea is waiting to be cultivated, as evidenced by the flame in the bowl. Or perhaps it's time to stop sitting on an idea you've had for some time. The moths are starting to gather, and as lovely as they are, they will slowly blot out your light. It's time to feed yourself in order to cultivate and harvest your next crop. Stop focusing on everyone else and the role you play in their lives. Till your own soil, Serve yourself the fruits of your own labor. The table is set with fine silver on a blood-red cloth. In fact, the blood is pooling and indicating that your life force is draining. Capture it now and fill your cup. What is the purpose of these fine things if they are not used? Interesting. Okay. Magick, embrace oneness with the universe. Are you rushing through life trying to achieve and acquire? When Magick appears, it's time to take a deep breath and slow down. Consider there are simple, small, happy things around you to which you are blind, whilst you fixate on and desire larger goals and larger expectations that are making you feel increasingly cut off, frustrated, or despondent. The girl of Magick has stepped up away from her desk, out of the kitchen, away from others' expectations. She has chosen to walk, not drive. She treads slowly in order to fully sense and notice the little things around her. Her heart lifts with a great sense of happiness. At her feet spring luscious berries and sweetly scented flowers. The world around her swells with pleasure as it senses itself being noticed and appreciated. It is time to step lightly in the world and be grateful for what you have. Notice the small things. The answers you seek reside in the small achievements and enjoyments of each day, and in your willingness to be one with the universe. Know that your role and place in the world is just as essential as anyone and anything else's. Beautiful. Minimus. Commune with the source. Nature holds all the answers. The wisest witch knows her questions will be answered when she dives into the natural world without reservation. Like the girl of Minimus who is fused with the forest, it is your time to merge with the source. Drop your stuff, your attachments, and be one with nature. It's time to recommune with the raw, authentic self that was you when you were sparked into this existence, and what you will be when you transition into the next plane of existence. Minimus dips her fingers into the well of universal inspiration. This is the card of meditation. There is also a flip in interpretation. Is she retreating or emerging? If this card is drawn during a period of solitude, it is a prompt that it is now time to emerge from the dark, restorative forest into the sunlight to share your radiance. And conversely, if it is drawn during a time of intense activity and visibility, it is time to retreat to the shadows. Beautiful. Mosaic, let chance play its creative role in your life. Trust everything is as it should be. When Mosaic presents, it means you have been trying to micromanage your life and your fixed view is limiting all the gifts and potential the universe is waiting to make available to you. It's time to say, I don't know, and to break free of the rules and conditions you have placed on yourself and on other people, places, and things. Trust that there is no specific right way things must be, or a progression of events that must occur. Know that you do not know, and that this is good in this moment and essential for the next chapter of your life to commence. Chance and surprise are essential creative elements in the unique mosaic of your life. Break free of rigid stereotypes or ideas about what your life should look like or even feel like, and what other people, places, and things should or shouldn't do and be. Consider the girl of Mosaic. Her mask has broken free and is shattering as she allows old patterns and old fears to break away. Hues of purple indicate pure wisdom and peace, glowing through every fiber of her being. She loosens her micromanaging grip and weaves her hands through ribbons of energy that begin to wrap around her. The pieces of her mask cling to the fabric and form a new, beautiful mosaic pattern. This new fabric of pure potential wraps around her naked form, and her life is reborn. Like her, you are free to let go of self-limiting fear. Let your life surprise and amaze you, and appreciate the beautiful potential of a sequence of events that could never have determined or that you could have never determined or orchestrated. Beautiful. Okay, sorry about that. Not sure what happened. But here we go. Naz. Feel loved and proud. This card represents the pride you feel from being loved. No matter what, you are cherished and essential. You will always be loved by the universe, by the God, goddess of your understanding, and by creation. You are loved. The maiden holds the bird, its head raised in confident pride, in a crystal nest, her loving hands neither grasping nor yielding. A perfect balance of nurturing freedom. Rich hues of blue in her gown suffuse and anchor the energy of love in a deep sense of unconditional support. Whatever happens in the day-to-day ebb and flow of physical existence, by virtue of your birth, you are loved, you are supported, you are wanted. You are part of the universal expression of life, its greatest accomplishment, its greatest pride, its greatest joy. Feel proud of the fact that you are you, a living miracle. Sing your song. Beautiful. Oblivion. Open your arms. Are you blind to the gifts around you? Do you tend to cut your nose off to spite your face? There is something beautiful and universal in dark reflection and sorrowful emotions, but these same emotions turn ugly when they rot and fester to become self-pity and martyrdom. The flowers are waiting for when you are ready, but do not let them die. Do not let everyone know what is going on in your head. It's time to keep up appearances. There is great beauty and gifts around you, but you are turning your back on them. Be brave and rise above the suction of self-pity. Avoid wallowing in indulgent sorrow. You have inflicted enough self-suffering. The girl stands in a pool of water. Her emotions are physically manifesting. The water is reflecting the moonlight, but it grows stagnant. It needs to swirl and move. Her arms are folded in resistance. She is blocking the peace and fulfillment that she yearns for and yet feels she must deny herself. The petals are starting to fly away in the wind. Do not miss your opportunity because you are wallowing and feeling sorry for yourself. Open your arms and receive the gifts waiting for you. Turn your face to the sun and let the shadows fall behind you. Beautiful. Opulence. It's time to lead. There is great wisdom in going with life's flow and choosing battles, conflicts, and accepting change wisely and peacefully. There is also a time to assert your authority and trust your wisdom and leadership skills. People and situations are now looking for your guidance. Wear your success and assets proudly. They are well earned. It's time to be a light so that others may follow. The girl of opulence wears the lavish golden crown of leadership. It emits a radiant glow and signifies spiritual enlightenment as well as earthly accomplishment. Being in an exalted position gives you the opportunity to be a wise leader and help others. Much like happiness is only real when shared, and being exalted only meaningful when it helps others. Orenda. Honor your mystical creative force. There is a mystical force present in all people that empowers them to affect the world or affect change in their own lives. Orenda appears when it's time to make a sacrifice in order to move into the next creative expression of self. The maiden contemplates her role in creation, the seed, the birth, the nurture, the release, both in her ability to procreate and her choices of expressing her creative force in relationships, music, art, and food. She sits bathed in the light of the distant moon, or the distant full moon, her mystical powers reflecting far into the past and far into the future. The sacred snake extends from her woven hair. Her blood is offered to it as a sacrifice. It is the sacred dance of creation to give life and in return have some of her own taken away, transferred, transformed. This card embodies the ancient goddess as she was depicted in the Garden of Eden as a primordial, omniscient serpent, the bearer of wisdom. If this card is drawn by a woman seeking to start a family, it confers pregnancy and fertility. Orenda relates to all the sacred female cycles, the transitions of maiden to mother to crone, blessing them as divine and equally valuable and beautiful. Gorgeous. Panacea. There is a solution for every problem. When a situation, person, or thing appears to tie you down and hold you back, at the same time, there is the blessing of an opportunity for a solution and rebirth of the situation. The maiden on the card floats along, her feet not even touching the ground. This image conveys that day-to-day events in the grand scheme of her life are not holding her down or back. The rope and the rock on one foot might slow her down or slow her, but the snake, an ancient symbol of the goddess, on the other is simultaneously rebirthing her. When Panacea appears, allow a situation to transform and rebirth. In fact, expect it to. Why don't you just reach down and untie the knot yourself? It is loose. Why are you slow to relinquish this sense of being weighed down? Why are you holding back your own magnificence? When we feel circumstances are limiting us, we should consider that maybe we are fearful of change, of being all that we could be. This card also represents the proven limitations of the patriarchal system and mindset, and how the goddess is surely rising as the snake-clad foot floats higher. Rise above petty squabbles and situations that would see the divine feminine suppressed. Honor the divine feminine in your life. The indigo blue flowers speak of eternal wisdom, the wisdom a child is born with and then forgets. Simplify things. Remember you were born knowing. Let your life grow. It is time to let go of your fears and explore the next adventure. Beautiful. Paradisical. You belong to paradise. Trust your innate Trust your innate goodness and expect the best. That is what is attracted to you in this time of your being. It's time to relax and enjoy your own blossoming. Self-love is a popular term and always worth exploring deeply. Unconditional self-love is even more gratifying to explore. The girl of paradoxical has stopped fighting herself. The sweetly scented white petals framing her face are her surrender flags. She finally just loves herself and accepts her innate goodness and beauty. Now it is your time to do the same. All life transforms around you into a paradise. Heaven truly is here on earth, in your arms, in your life. Yes, hug yourself and enjoy your bliss. Paradoxical can appear as a sign of upcoming improvements in comfort and life, reflecting ease and joy, and even freedom from pain. Positive gifts are assembling around you and will bring you great happiness. Beautiful. Phenomenon. Be still and listen to the spirits. It is time to invite and commune with spirit guides and ancestors and consider their advice and guidance. The girl of Phenomenon has sacrificed one eye for inner sight as she bridges the worlds of life and death. She is surrounded by white lilies, the sacred flower of death. This indicates that your willingness and ability to be still and listen will reveal the beauty of your situation. The girl of Phenomenon's crown, chakra, and third eye are fused in a web of pearly branches that inspire peaceful contemplation. Do not fear the underworld. Instead, willingly descend into the darkness with graceful awareness that others who came before you have learned the lessons and answers you are seeking and are willing to share their insight and wisdom. Beautiful. And just make sure my camera's still going. Yep. Okay. Okay. Protection. Set personal boundaries. Boundaries. It's time to set them. Small areas of ugliness are blinding you to the greater beauty that is your rightful environment. The girl of protection anchors herself softly in the present moment, yet her back of white thorns shields her from the negative naysayers of the outside world. She is not defined by her thorns, but she keeps them ready. Of particular significance with this card is setting electronic boundaries around phenomena like social media. At this time, people around you who have been allowed access to your space may not have your best interests at heart. Protect yourself. Do not suffer fools, and do not be hardened by others' cruelty. Have compassion for their wounded souls, and yet set firm boundaries. Just because they are hardened, it doesn't mean you have to be. Be soft but strong. Remember, the softer the touch, the stronger the arm. My go-to motto saying. Okay. Resilience. Burn away the past. The girl of resilience is relaxed. She impassively stokes and stirs the flames of her past at her feet. In her crowded room of memories, she fans the flames without fear of letting go of events, ideas, people, and places that once defined her. She is comfortable in her room and is not leaving her space. The smoke does not overcome her. The window is open and a branch of the tree of life reaches in to guide her always to heightening clarity and wisdom. When resilience appears, it is time to stoke the fires of your past and release that which no longer serves you. Know that to rise like a phoenix, it is necessary to dive into the flames. Be warmed and confident in the light that comes from burning away and releasing the bad and the good of the past. Release it all to be reborn with Agni, the inner flame. Beautiful. Sacrifice. What can you let go of? Do you feel you are being kept in the dark? Do you feel like you are buried? Redefine your thoughts to contemplate that you are not buried but planted. Soon it will be your time to bloom, to be aware and to know. But for now, you must merge with the darkness in order to grow. The maiden has sacrificed her ego to become her primal self. Her reptile-like spine descends from her pineal gland and plunges deep into the earth, rooting her into the mother's dark embrace and plunging her into Gaia's source. Is she emerging from the earth or being drawn down into it? Both aspects are appropriate to consider. On the one hand, she is planted. On the other, she is blooming. When this card appears, it is time to consider what you are willing to sacrifice, to let go of. What are you prepared to recycle in yourself, in people, places, and things around you in order to nourish and grow? The harder the sacrifice, the greater the exponential growth. Wow, that's a magical card indeed. Samadhi. Perfect acceptance. The girl of Samadhi is not distracted by the sharp thorns nor the beauty of the flowers and pearls of life as they cluster around her. She is tranquil and deeply merged with the essence of oneness and acceptance. Samadhi teaches that when you give up being a perfectionist, life is suddenly perfect. Consider that your life in this moment is purely a reflection of your consciousness. Everything is exactly the same as it was yesterday. It is your attitude that has shifted, and this is for better and for worse. For what you resist tends to persist. However, with samadhi, there is no better and no worse. Everything is. It is a beautiful place to be. Allow yourself this kindness in this moment and embrace samadhi. Everything will find its place around you in the inevitable present moment. Accept everyone and everything and every situation being exactly as it is meant to be now. Beautiful. Serendipity. Merge with the flow. Be aware that opportunities are lining up around you. Merge into the flow of life. Trust it in all its light and shadows. They have brought you to this point, maybe unbeknownst to you. You are perfectly poised for opportunity right now. Trust your efforts and recognize the signs of serendipity occurring around you. This means you are where you are meant to be, doing what you are meant to be doing. Be conscious of follow-up and follow-through. Good fortune forms around you. The girl of serendipity merges into the leaves of life, and they welcome her into their nourishing and lush embrace. Like them, she is growing in abundance and opportunity. Fresh potential awakens. Everything happens in its right time and place, exactly as it is meant to. Beautiful. Solitude. Alone but not lonely. Introspection is the key now. Take time away from others. The answers are within you. Explore the concepts of self-nurture, self-value, self-truth. Are you treating yourself gently? Or are you rough and impatient with yourself? Solitude isn't loneliness. It's an opportunity to pause and allow the entire serene universe to wrap its arms around you. It's when you have the space to be hugged by life. The butterfly kisses the maiden's shoulder, a tender reminder that after a period of darkness, a cocooning of the senses, a glorious winged creature emerges from the chrysalis and is free to explore and delight in herself and others. A new leaf shoots from her thumb. In yoga, the thumb represents fire and universal consciousness. From periods of quiet solitude, fresh inspiration and motivation can emerge. Gorgeous. Tangibility. Make your dreams real. Is your head in the clouds? Are you feeling floaty and ephemeral? Lofty states of being are best appreciated when we are grounded. Earth's animals are our teachers. When we float in life so long that we feel directionless or confused, they show us the way to practical action in the physical plane. Animals live authentic lives and do not claim to be anything other than what they are. Consider the qualities of different animals. What are you drawn to in this current moment? The lesson you need and the best action to take lies in the connection you recognize. The unconditional love and joy of a dog, the shedding skin and rebirthing snake, the sensuous purring of a cat, the chrysalis transformation of a butterfly. To find the answers you seek, it is time for animal connection and communion. The girl of tangibility comes to know her dreams are possible as the bird alights on her crown and butterflies kiss her shoulders. The clouds of illusion part and she can see her dreams made real by communing with her animal companions. Beautiful. Transcendence or translucence. Love the darkness. It is time to enter the underworld. You have been existing on the superficial plane for too long, and a balance is required. Be like the goddess Persephone, who descended to the underworld. In the patriarchal myth, it is said she was stolen by Hades, but this is not true. A goddess that powerful would never be stolen. In a matriarchal society, she would have been described as entering willingly and then deciding to have Hades as her partner. The Maiden of Translucence has her eyes closed, like the Fool of the traditional tarot deck. This is the card signifying the beginning of life's next magical adventure. She is letting go, and her winged bird steed is preparing to plunge into the cracked earth opening up before them. The forest branches beckon, come this way. When translucence appears, it is also time to redefine your own perimeters, protect your sanctuary, and willingly take the journey into the unknown inner verse of you. Feathers are shedding, the hand is beckoning. Take the journey. This card is saying it is time to fall in love with the darkness. Beautiful. Just make sure that's still on camera. Maybe not. There we go. Okay. Ubuntu. Compassion for others. What if you were solely defined by your compassion for others and the kindness you extended? How would your life look? How would you conduct yourself if Ubuntu, humanity, was solely what you were noted for? Consider how your benevolence can extend to other species and creatures. This is a time to empathize with others' journeys and put yourself in their shoes, for better or for worse. The girl pierces her own eye with the leaf, and in doing so, opens the window to her soul and learns from the challenges and the gifts of others' journeys. She is peaceful and reflective. There is no pain, only greater understanding and greater wisdom. Now is the time to notice others' struggles and help them. Listening with compassion and patience can ease the suffering of another person. Be defined by your willingness to put others' needs before your own, just as you would appreciate they might do in your times of need. Beautiful. Vertigo. Whatever you choose will be correct. So luxurious is the problem of choice, and yet, as you consider all the dizzying array of possibilities, a sensation of tilting, of things being off kilter, paralyzes you into inaction. What can you do? What should you do? Notice the keys stand straight and true. Each one opens a door leading to opportunities and lessons. Whatever you do now will be correct. But some lessons may be more enjoyable than others. In Vertigo, there is pictured one key that is very ornate and decorative. You may feel compelled to grasp it and open its door. Surely the prettiest key would open the most auspicious door. Be aware all is not what it seems, and while you cannot make a wrong decision, do not rush to make the obvious choice. The unexpected door will yield the most gratifying rewards and valuable lessons. Be brave and walk through the door less opened. Interesting. And here we go, our last card. Witch. The magic you seek is inside of you. Let it flow. This is the lucky card. When this card is drawn, a bonus appears in your life and key events and situations turn in your favor. Remember, luck is preparation meeting opportunity. Have you taken all available steps and made all authentic efforts to be prepared for that which you seek? The witch holds her hands gently over the crescent moon, a potent symbol of new opportunities and fresh potential. Her cupping fingers allow energy to flow unhindered. The raven sits upon a branch, pausing in its journey from the underworld to consider new adventures. Leaves of gold emerge from branches. They signify comfort and beauty after periods of abstinence or loss. The witch knows herself and is not afraid of her potential and opportunities to grow and learn. In the moonlight, she willingly steps to the edge of the cliff and leaps, knowing that the natural way of the world will catch her and she will land exactly where she should. Well, I don't know about you, but I think this is a great deck. Let me just do my focus out. Okay, I think this is a great deck. They're fabulous cards, great meanings. I hope that you enjoyed them as much as I did. Let me just put this back on here, if I can. If you enjoyed this deck and would like to purchase it for yourself, there is an affiliate link in the description box below that will lead you to where I purchased this deck. And I think it would be a great addition to any reading, right? Great guidance. Other than that, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.